We now focus on Malava constituency, where Milito Letenges is standing by, and the by-election descended into chaos and violent attacks, with a vehicle belonging to DAP-K leader Eugene Wamalwa set ablaze by assailants identified by locals as well as non-politicians, a former CS for sports and a member of parliament, together with several goons and a businessman. In a separate incident, candidate Seth Panyako said his life is in danger after he was attacked in his hotel in Kaburengu and his vehicles and property vandalized by armed gangs. Now, Melita, talk to us about the latest as you stand there in Malava Boys High School at the Tallying Center, as well as you talk to us about what you witnessed during the day.
Well, good evening to you, Sam. We are at the constituency Tallying Center here in Malava constituency, and after a long day of a beehive of activity across the constituency, 7 wards of this constituency and 198 polling stations, it is now time for the count. And we've had the constituency returning officer Abdallah Salim now announcing the results from the polling stations one by one as they trickle in, and we've seen that there has been something that has been underlying across the issue to do with voter apathy here in Malava constituency. The numbers are quite damning because, for instance, in Shiritiri, the polling station where we were earlier, out of a total of 545 voters, only about 240 voters turned up. That is, you see, about 47% or thereabout, and this has been quite the trend, really. Below 50% for most polling stations. That means that only half the registered voters turned up to cast the poll. Some earlier here in Malava constituency, we witnessed chaos, particularly in Butali ward, where we had a clash between the DAP-K and UDA supporters, and it resulted in a car being burnt down, the vehicle belonging to DAP-K party leader Eugene Wamalwa. And what we gathered from the residents there is that these two factions met along the road, and they had that friction, and all of a sudden someone shot the tire of the vehicle, and the vehicle erupted, the fire erupted rather. And we were also told that just before that incident happened, the masked men actually took briefcases from that car. We are still waiting for a very precise update from the security quarters as to in regards to that particular incident. And of course, yesterday night we also had Seth Panyako reporting that together with his wife, goons attacked them at their hotel. It's called Downing Hotel in Kaburengu, not so far from where we are. So they attacked them, and he's saying that so many of his staff members were injured. We had our colleague Dismas Nabiso following up on that story, and finally we compiled the whole report, and here now is that story. Sam.
This Toyota Prado, reportedly owned by DAP-K leader Eugene Wamalwa, went up in flames after it was allegedly torched by goons in the Manyonje area of Butali. The violence reportedly erupted when rival political groups clashed on the road, residents saying they recognized some of the attackers as well-known political figures.
Vijana wenye wanafaa bunduki, kuna wale hata wanakuja na mampinu, si hatuwajui. Mpaka mwenyewe kiongozi mwenyewe amefalia, lakini tunamjua. Awachane na hii kura ni ya Malava. Hii kura yuko Mmiasi.
Walikuwa ni kikundi kubwa ya magari mingi sana. Magari more than 10. Na wamekuja na mampini na bunduki. Mipini, mabunduki. Sasa katika harakati na Eugene Wamalwa walikuwa wamesimama kwa barabara. Hao walisuka tu na kuanza kupiga watu nini, na mtu mmoja tulimspot. Huyo ni jamaa kutoka Mumiasi huko. Ndiye alikuwa na hiyo kuni yenye ilikuja.
Residents claim that before Wamalwa's vehicle was torched, the masked attackers made away with 2 briefcases from the car. In a separate incident, DAP-K candidate Seth Panyako and his wife were allegedly targeted at the downhill Kaburengu Hotel on Wednesday night. Armed thugs are said to have stormed in, injuring workers and damaging property and vehicles.
Hata geti ilipopomoka wakaingia hapa, karibu milango, karibu madirisha, karibu makari, wakakatakata wenzetu wenye walikuwa wanakutana nao, wengine wakawapika marungu.
Panyako says his life is in danger, alleging that the attackers were deployed by a businessman moving around with goons, working with state agents.
Person who attacks your driver, your personal driver, and injures him, is a person who is coming after your life. I have no drivers speaking today. My driver has been grievously injured. I have many of my employees who work at the hotel. 10 so far we have seen. One is still in theater as we talk.
One of those under Article 81 of our Constitution that undermines free and fair elections is violence. The other malpractice is, of course, voter bribery. And the third, which is a tool that this regime is employing, is ballot stuffing.
And I'm playing by the rules, and I don't want somebody to provoke me to play in this game. Violence is not with me. Mine, I've sold my face to the people. I've gone to them. They have told me their issues. I've told them what I can do for them.
Tension gripped the area after the attacks, with police moving in to restore calm, but questions linger over who orchestrated the violence and why no arrests have been made. Panyako cast his vote at St. Joseph Linyu, while UDA's Ndakwa voted at Mukongolo polling station. Despite the chaos, residents eventually managed to cast their ballots, though both sides traded accusations of planned electoral fraud. Melita Oletenges, Citizen TV.